Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video editing tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how you can change any wall background you have and make it look like just about any image you can find online using Photoshop and various blend modes. So without further ado, let's hop into it. Today I'm going to be using this photo I took of Mason, and I'm going to be using this image I pulled from online. So to bring this image in, what you're going to need to do is go to your file, place embedded, and then wherever you save your wallpaper to, just go in there and click that wallpaper. So I use this, you go place, and then after you scale and resize it, you'll have this layer. So what you're going to want to do next is duplicate your background layer, just something I like to do so I don't screw up the original image, and go into your top layer of what you want your wall to look like, and you can go through the various blend modes and you'll see the different effects you get as you go through each of them. But what I'm thinking I'm gonna do is use I'm thinking either linear burn or multiply. And I think I like multiply a little bit better, so I'm going to go with multiply. Leave that as is, and then what I'm going to do next is duplicate the background copy. So I duplicate that layer and pull it over the wallpaper layer. And on this layer, I'm just going to go through and erase the top layer, which will then expose the background. Now, this won't necessarily be perfect, just because I'm trying to do this, quickly to show you guys how I do it, but you kind of get the gist, the premise of what I'm doing. And there are many different ways to do what I'm doing, different ways you can kind of isolate your subject and the background that you want to change. This is just how I personally like to do it. Another thing you can also do is change the hardness of the brush depending on where you're erasing out in the image, so it can kind of replicate that feather you have along your kind of blur or bokeh. Obviously, if you have something in focus, you're going to want to use a harder brush. And if you have something that's blurred, and I'd recommend using a more of a feathered brush. And I have to say, one reason I like to use the blending mode instead of just using the normal mode it would have been on is it kind of creates that realism of how the light hit in the photo. So that's not another thing you're worrying about editing. So you can see, it's lighter up here, it's darker down here. The lighting's congruent instead of having something like normal where it just looks like that, and that's, obviously Photoshop. So that's one of the reasons why I like to, to use multiply. So there's a quick edit, just kind of the gist of it. And if you really wanted to, you can go through and add another wallpaper on this wall and add another wallpaper on that wall, really make it your own. But this is just kind of a quick edit of how I would throw a wallpaper on. So here is the before, and here is the after. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, please reach out via DM or drop a comment. Like and subscribe. Thanks, guys. I'll see you in the next one.